Namaste and good day, friends. This is Yugal, Parashar-Editor of the Indian News. Friends, we have with us a very special guest in our studios. Her name is Ananya Chaitanya. She is a spiritual guru and expert on the Sanatan religious practices. Good morning, Ananya ji, to the Indian News, and how are you today?
I'm very fine. Thank you very much. Good morning.
And Ananya ji, since this is the first time you are talking to the Indian News, would you want to tell our viewers a little bit about yourself, who Ananya Chaitanya is, and what do you do?
I'm Acharya Ananya Chaitanya. I am the disciple of Swami Dayananda Saraswati from India, Arshavidya Gurukulam. I have completed 3.5 year course under his teaching and guidance in Arshavidya Gurukulam, Coimbatore. So I am a qualified Vedanta Samskrita teacher as well as yoga. And also academically, I am a qualified teacher with master degree. I have been here since 2000 and I am the Acharya and founder of Sri Veda Vidyapitham, Auckland. And I have been conducting classes, seminars, and other involvements with children, youth, and others. Also part of the bachelor degree of nursing students, MIT, for a very long time. Part of their seminars for their completion of the course, and also involved into public certain performances, other things. But right now, I'm more focusing on the guidance and counseling in the line of my interest. So my interest in general focuses highly on the Vedic knowledge, culture and tradition. This is my passion, to decode lots of secrets, the hidden messages that are inherent in our scriptural body of knowledge, and then bringing awareness to the people regarding the significance of those things, and I facilitate that among the people, whoever comes in contact with me.
So Ananya ji, my question was going to be like this only: who are your target? I should not say client, but your students. So, like especially, I'm asking you, keeping in mind about our young generation, the youths. So, do you find many people from among the youngsters who are really keen to know or learn about our Vedic knowledge?
Yes. For a very long time, I conducted courses, diploma courses under London Academy for the children and youth. And now I have come out of it. So, but in general, our ashram is open to children, youth, and everybody. And I love teaching children, youth, both academically. I teach chemistry, physics, and also our Vedic cultural practices, our knowledge, and when they have got conflict in their mind regarding the differences, they just enjoy knowing all about, because finally it comes down to knowledge. The more we expand our knowledge, then the scope for the conflict drastically goes down, and then it is enjoyable to mold oneself to any given situation without feeling any pressure and insecurity.
So the youths in New Zealand, they may be from their Indian roots or Indian background. Do they accept your logics, your reasonings about our ancient Vedic knowledge?
Yes, of course, because Vedic knowledge is not a very independent, distinct area. Indeed, it's all accommodative of our mind, intellect, our perception of our own self, individual, as well as the society, and the bigger picture is the universe. So, the more you understand our own mind, the line of thinking, and the intellect, buddhi, how it coordinates with the mind, and how the body, mind, intellect, in coherence with the totality, the universe, nature. I don't think there is anything that is difficult to appreciate in life, and to have conflict with anything. Because I'll tell you one thing, just like we see here in our own self, our body, mind, and prana shakti. Prana shakti is the vital force, life force. They are all well coordinated. If there is any disturbance at the level of prana shakti, that influences our mind and the body. Same way, at the level of mind, that is predominantly emotions, feeling, if there is disturbance, how do you know what is disturbance? Disturbance is when something is not in alignment, and that creates friction. And the friction always, that friction is nothing but negative. And anything that is in harmony, in integration, is always positive. So the friction generates certain things that is felt in our mind as negative emotions. And that also impacts our prana shakti as well as the body. And there where we see in general in the society, mental health is failing and people are more getting into illnesses. Majority of the illnesses are based on mental health. So it is not that the Sanatana Dharma or the Vedic knowledge is just focusing on some random irrelevant things in our life. It is all about us, all about our living, and all about the truth of individual, truth of nature, truth of the whole universe, Jagat. So, and once you focus on the emotions, see why, whether it is children or youth or any individual, what is that disturbs a person's mind? That has to be resolved. There where this is my passion. It's not that I try, it's very natural to me to probe into understanding a person's mind and see where the conflict is generated, where it is leading to. So when you analyze, that is called intellect. So you can say analyzing in keeping with the knowledge and the truth. So you can see everybody feels very comfortable in resolving their issues and emotions, and with anybody also.
That is so very well explained, Ananya-ji. I had a couple of questions which I was about to ask you, and you have already answered me those questions. Great answer. Now, Ananya-ji, since my childhood also, and even now at this age, I have always found the word spirituality very, it's kind of a mystique or enigma which surrounds this word spirituality. How can you make it more palatable for a lay person like me or anyone, so they can adapt that spiritual sense of spirituality in their day-to-day lives and make their lives better?
Yeah, beautiful, wonderful thought, question, and idea. In today's world, people segregate spirituality and their own personal life as two different things. In my knowledge, spirituality or the Vaidika Jnanam is nothing but a way of living. So when it comes to me, my life, it's all about my way of living. So what is spirituality? Spirituality is nothing but, or the Sanatana Dharma is same thing, is nothing but how you make your living in harmony with the Jagat or universe in such a way that you enjoy more calmness, more
Peace.
serenity, and your mind, intellect, and your body are balanced. So, what is that way of living? It is a way of living in harmony in such a way that it enhances your good health, longevity, composure of mind, and your progress towards higher realm, higher domain.
So thank you so much for enlightening me about sort of a spiritual, journey maybe, which can start any time in anyone's life. Now, Ananya ji, since we are in a foreign land, most people coming from India will have this problem. Most families, I'm sure you will be seeing or meeting those people or family or parents. So when you decide to move to a foreign land, normally your children, the new generation, tends to get alienate from their roots, from their sanskar and the values or the traditions or the culture their parents bring from their country. So what is the best way to stay connected to those values, cultural values or practices, religious beliefs, and with our roots?
Put it this way, that it's very essential that one has to enjoy a depth in your roots of your lineage, in your identity, in your past for generation. Of course, people have moved with their family. The only drawback I see, because of which they struggle, is they have moved with certain professional or economic professional qualification and economic background, thinking that they can help themselves in settling and giving a good life to their children. Unfortunately, they have not been much knowledgeable regarding their own roots and religion. So when they try to pass the concept of their own dharma and background, identity, in a very simplified way, with more of imposition than understanding, the children, they reject a lot, because they have already been exposed to different cultures, and they have to have certain reasonable understanding, and which should not be eliminating all others. It should be well encompassing, and which should bring more of acceptance, tolerance, and love and beauty in everything where parents fail. So in such scenario, it is advisable for them to come across a person who has got depth in understanding. Depth in understanding, it's not about how much you have studied books and something. No, it has to be a person, first of all, who is well knowledgeable, and then second thing is, person should enjoy lots of maturity within, growth, not just preaching something. And then third thing is, the person should have that energy What we, in our context, we say Guru Valam. When the person enjoys the Guru Valam, you can see the person is very appropriate to open up any knowledge, because person enjoy lots of Ishwara Anugraha. That Ishwara Anugraha, Guru Valam, they go hand in hand. And whatever comes out of the person's mouth, person's mind, you can see that has the power to eliminate lots of confusion, conflict in others' mind. And then it has the ability to bring calmness, for sure. And you can see the person will open up mind, open up even the intellect to see the truth. And it is not that difficult.
Another wonderful answer, Ananya ji. I would not want to hold you for very long here. I would just want to know what will be your message to the people from India, especially the followers of Sanatan Dharma, who live in now foreign countries, and they want to make a balance in their life, and they want to stay connected to their roots, follow their religious beliefs and all. But it's when you go to a new country, the different environment actually forces you to adapt to those situations or circumstances as well. So what's your advice to those people so they can lead a happy and peaceful life?
My line of thinking is, people, instead of restricting their thoughts to certain do's and don'ts without much of depth in understanding, they should come forward and have time to first of all understand where they come from. The Sanatan Dharma, even the history, great history that is embedded in the epic of Ramayana and Mahabharata. Because those characters, they throw so much of knowledge, so much of knowledge regarding what life is, what karma, what the laws and orders of karmas are, principles of nature, and duties and responsibilities. It opens up so much. So if they broaden their exposure and understanding, then what happens? No? They will see more beauty in their life. In contrast to what they are doing is, they are just focusing on themselves. And what are they setting an example for their own children, for future generation? There are two approaches. One is you just go on focusing on yourself, individual, or you focus on the expanded universe that includes you. Difference is, focusing on yourself, you will end up with your own personal needs only, and it shrinks your mind, and you will confront a black hole of your own mind, desires, black hole of your own needs, desires, and helplessness, emptiness. And the more you try to fill up that emptiness, you will be more sucked down into the emptiness of dissatisfaction. And there where people get isolated, they feel lonely, they feel depressed, and they suddenly start losing sight of what life and its purpose is, and there where they settle with, okay, let me continue as long as I can, after that I'm happy to quit. That's not a very interesting and glorified way of looking at one's own life. Versus come forward with enthusiasm and interest to look at your life in connection to the world, the universe, the Ishvara. And then what happens? The more you bring light of knowledge, then you realize it facilitates you to your core self, where you can discover so much of satisfaction, completeness. I'm not saying you focus on your need only. Focus on the truth and knowledge. In that knowledge, you will stumble upon your own truth, where you come from, where your desires come from, where your needs come from. And once you throw light upon that, and then you will see the truth comes to forefront. Like you see the Bhagavad Gita's cover page, you see the chariot, and you see Krishna, the driver, and Arjuna sitting at the back. What does that represent? You bring truth or Ishvara to the forefront. You take a back seat. Back seat means less of me, and my own personal needy person. In verses, you keep in front of you the truth and Ishvara. And then what happens? You align your intellect with that truth. That means that is called Gayatri. People have forgotten what the Gayatri is. You allow your intellect to be guided by the truth, knowledge, and Ishvara. What happens? Your emotions based on your needs, they just naturally come in alignment with the knowledge. And then, Krishna holding the rein, what does that mean? That means when you are living your life through your senses, you reach out and create your own need. All of your needs are influenced by Ishvara Anugraha, in the sense that you have less chances of getting lost in sense pleasure, sense objects, or its own need, sense object needs. That means you enjoy a balanced state. So that means your sense organs, sense perception, your intellect, your mind are in harmony with truth and Ishvara. So less of me, more of truth and Ishvara, and in the process, I learn to relax. And my journey of life smoothly moves forward in keeping with Ishvara's wish.
What a great explanation, Ananya-ji. I was just, mesmerized. I had a lot of things coming up in mind, but I was just so engrossed listening to you. Thank you so much for such a great explanation of those small, day-to-day things which everyone carries in their mind. And thank you for your time, Ananya-ji. We will look forward to seeing you sometime really soon. Thank you.
I'm very glad
Thank
to meet you and talk to you, and wish you all great success and more of Ishvara Anugraha in all our lives, and let our life move towards more and more knowledge and more happiness.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Ananya-ji.